The drama surrounding Kelsey Mitchell didn't begin with breaking news or an insider leak. It started with a whisper, the kind of subtle shift that spreads quietly across social media before anyone realizes something seismic is coming. Fans had spent weeks trying to make sense of cryptic posts, unusual interactions, and the feeling that a player who had just delivered the best year of her career was preparing to make a move no one wanted to believe was possible. Mitchell was the beating heart of the Indiana Fever, the steady force that kept the team competitive when injuries threatened to derail everything. And yet, despite her loyalty and her leadership, every passing day felt like another step toward a future that didn't include the WNBA. When the announcement finally dropped, it wasn't a rumor, a leak, or a speculative headline. It came directly from the source in bold letters across Project B's official platforms. Kelsey Mitchell, player, partner, owner. With those 3 words, the entire league froze. For months, fans had brushed off the online chatter as off-season noise. After all, star players flirt with overseas opportunities every year. But something about Mitchell's situation felt different. Her social media activity changed subtly, almost surgically, as if she was wiping fingerprints from a crime scene. Project B accounts began liking her content. She began liking theirs. Posts highlighting guard play, international expansion, and major player signings appeared out of nowhere. Each one seemed a little too tailored, a little too intentional, as if crafted specifically for someone who fit Mitchell's exact profile. It wasn't long before fans began connecting dots the league hoped they would overlook. At first, the speculation felt almost harmless. Mitchell was coming off the most impressive season of her career, averaging over 20 points per game while carrying the Fever through injuries to Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. She became the team's stabilizer, their spark, their closer, the player every defensive scout circled first on the game plan. She didn't just elevate her play, she transformed herself into one of the game's most dangerous guards, a scorer who attacked with precision and a leader who refused to back down when adversity hit. Those performances didn't go unnoticed. Project B's global scouts were watching. Analysts overseas were watching. Investors looking for their league's foundational stars were watching. And in every highlight, every clutch shot, every moment she put the Fever on her back, they saw something that made this decision feel inevitable. Inside Indiana's front office, panic started quietly. Executives avoided answering questions about Mitchell's off-season plans. Coaches danced around the topic during press conferences. Even teammates seemed unsure how to respond when asked about her future. Everyone sensed something was brewing, but no one wanted to believe a player this valuable could actually walk away. Mitchell wasn't just a star. She was the Fever's identity, the one constant in a season full of uncertainty and injuries. Without her, the team's entire structure would collapse. But denial can only hold for so long, and by the time Mitchell released her official announcement video, the truth had become undeniable. Her message was calm, composed, almost serene. There was no drama in her voice, no hint of conflict. Just gratitude, excitement, and certainty. She spoke about opportunity, about showcasing athletes on an international stage, about wanting to be part of something bigger than the typical off-season overseas trip. But the line that stunned fans the most wasn't about competition or exposure. It was about ownership. Mitchell wasn't just signing with Project B, she was becoming a partner in it. That single detail changed the entire conversation. This wasn't about a bigger paycheck. This was about power, stability, freedom, and long-term security. It was a move that signaled a new era, one in which elite players could choose their own path instead of waiting for slow progress that never arrived fast enough. Behind the scenes, the WNBA felt the blow immediately. Losing stars isn't new for the league, but losing a star in her prime, one who had just delivered an MVP-caliber season, was a catastrophe. Analysts rushed to dissect the impact. Could Indiana recover? Would other stars follow? Was this the moment the WNBA had feared for years, the moment overseas leagues began pulling talent at an unprecedented scale? The silence from league executives only fueled the tension. For the first time in years, the WNBA wasn't just facing competition. It was facing a threat capable of reshaping the landscape of women's basketball entirely. The biggest question everyone had, of course, was simple: how much did Project B offer her? Numbers began circulating instantly: 2 million, 3 million, even 5 million, all far beyond what the WNBA could dream of matching. But analysts quickly pointed out that the real value wasn't in the salary alone. Project B was offering something revolutionary: ownership equity, global marketing opportunities, performance bonuses, international branding partnerships, and financial structures built to scale with the league's growth. Players wouldn't just earn money, they would build wealth. They wouldn't just play in a league. They would help own it. And for players like Mitchell, who had fought for years within a league whose salary cap limited their earning potential, the difference wasn't just appealing, it was life-changing. Project B's structure also separated it from every other overseas league players had joined in the past. This wasn't a temporary off-season detour. It was a global basketball empire in the making, with teams traveling through Europe, Asia, and Latin America as part of a massive international circuit. Instead of local markets and regional rivalries, Project B aimed to bring in worldwide audiences, packed arenas, massive sponsorships, and global broadcasting deals from day one. It was a bold, ambitious project fueled by private investment and built on a modern business model that embraced streaming, international marketing, and cross-border competition. For players who felt boxed in by the WNBA's slower financial growth, Project B wasn't just an alternative. It was the future. Mitchell joining that future sent a message no one could ignore. Her exit exposed cracks the WNBA had been patching for years: limited salaries, long travel schedules, constrained branding opportunities, and a structure that simply couldn't compete with the global financial muscle now entering the market. Younger players immediately began reconsidering their paths. Veterans nearing retirement saw a chance to end their careers with financial stability instead of scrape-together off-season contracts. Even rookies who once viewed the WNBA as the pinnacle of the sport started seeing it as one option instead of the ultimate destination. But the impact wasn't limited to the WNBA. Unrivaled, the star-powered 3-on-3 league promoted as the next big movement in women's basketball, felt the shock even harder. 4 months, Unrivaled had built momentum by offering players a fresh format, solid payouts, and flexible off-season opportunities. It was marketed as a modern, player-centered league designed to complement the WNBA, giving athletes more control and visibility. But the moment Project B revealed its salaries and ownership model, Unrivaled's advantages evaporated. Social media erupted with comparisons. Why play 3-on-3? For mid-level money when Project B offered full 5-on-5 basketball and 7-figure deals? Why settle for off-season visibility when you could become a global star on an international stage? Kelsey Mitchell's decision only amplified these questions. Her game wasn't built for 3-on-3 play. She was a full-court scorer, a tempo setter, a player who dominated in traditional 5-on-5 systems. Her choice made other players reconsider what style of basketball actually aligned with their strengths. Guards, wings, and bigs began re-evaluating whether Unrivaled offered long-term value or just momentary exposure. Sponsors began shifting their attention overseas. Broadcasters started calling Project B to discuss future rights. And Unrivaled, which had once been viewed as the future of American women's basketball, suddenly looked small. As the dust settled, the reality became clear. Kelsey Mitchell didn't just leave a team. She left a system. And by doing so, she exposed how fragile that system had become. For years, players had begged for better salaries, improved travel conditions, expanded marketing, and higher investment. Progress came, but it came slowly, too slowly to keep up with global trends. Project B didn't show up to compete with the WNBA.